Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So I've been reading tons of Reddit threads, forum posts, watching videos, and polling Starfield gamers to come up with a list of the absolute best weapons to have equipped on your Starship for all-purpose dogfighting. And after a lot of credits dumped into assembling different builds and buying different modules, I've landed on my favorite combination of 3 weapon systems that will get the job done every single time. Now, you don't need to have all of your skills for these weapon systems leveled up in order to use them, but you'll obviously get much more mileage out of them if you start to invest in their perk trees. In this gameplay, I'm between levels 90 and 92, and actually, I recorded all this gameplay in like 45 minutes, so going from 90 to 92 and almost to 93 in that short amount of time is some seriously good XP, and in tomorrow's video, I'll show you my absolutely monstrous XP farm method for a high-level gameplay when the XP gains slow down to a grinding halt. But for now, let's talk about my gunship and how you can get a monster build up and running today. Now, I see a lot of folks use the UC fleet in orbit over New Atlantis as their sort of proving grounds to see if their ship can tango, but personally, I find this to be a downright awful place to test your ship's capabilities. All of the ships here are going to be like level 7 and 12 and maybe like the occasional 32 in there somewhere. You'll see a lot of ships I'm dueling will be levels 32, 64, all the way up to level 72 ships in this gameplay. That's because I don't want a ship at my level that can handle a level 7 enemy. I want a ship that can go toe-to-toe with multiple high-level opponents at once. That's what I need. So you'll see my gunship delete a level 64 ship in about 2 to 3 seconds before it can even fire a shot. And one dogfight in this video is actually me taking down 3 level 64s and a level 32 in a 4v1 close quarters dogfight. Now that's what we want. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So first things first, most folks know at this point that particle beams are like the cream of the crop in terms of Starship weapons. They take down shields, they shred hulls, they have great recharge rates, and some of them have literal sniper rifle range. Now, I don't enjoy being a one-trick pony, and I really enjoy dogfighting, so I'm not going to go and do like a full autocannon build personally. I've seen plenty of those. I just don't really enjoy just mindlessly flying around while my ship does all the work and just auto-targets everything around me. I really like having to be a good pilot and utilizing my thrusters and manually firing most of my weapons. But that being said, I would be crazy not to include an auto-particle beam as one of my weapon systems because they are so ridiculously good. So weapon number 1, we're going to be using the Disruptor 3320 Neutron Turret. Now make sure you don't use the Disruptor 3320 Neutron Beam. That is an incredibly good weapon for sure, but it's different. It's not the one that we're after for this setup. The Beam is basically a sniper rifle. I mean, it's amazing at long range, but I like to be up in the mix, so we are using the turret. You can have up to 4 of these on your ship, so make sure that you have plenty of weapon mount locations on your hull. These babies are going to be targeting the closest enemy ship around you, and it's just going to pound away at them. I do recommend that you try to fixate them on the furthest parts of your ship, or if you can elevate them, that's even better, because sometimes they just won't fire. I found for some reason if you kind of make them hug your ship really close, really tight, just on the edges of your hull, they might not fire at all in combat, and it can be really frustrating. So make sure you fixate them on sort of the fringes. These are all-purpose cannons that will shred enemies regardless of whether their shields are up or not. Next, I'm going to use a combination of a laser and a ballistic weapon, and I can already hear the typing in the comments about how lasers and ballistic weapons are no good. Hey, trust me on this. There are a couple of outliers here that do some incredible work. So let's start with the lasers. We're going to be using the Dragon 261P SX Pulse Laser, and we can use up to 4 of them as well. These do some serious damage directly to those shields to make your enemy vulnerable almost immediately. Think of it like hitting an enemy with a plasma pistol fully charged back in the Halo 3 days, right? Just immediately decimates the enemy shield and opens them up to physical attacks. The next thing we're going to do is toss on a ballistic weapon. We're going to use the MKE-9A Auto Gauss Gun. Now these require more power to use, so we can only equip 3 of them. But I want you to watch what happens to the enemy health bar on a high level ship here when I start using only the Gauss gun when their shields drop. Just look at it chunk away, that health just lightning fast. These things are nutty and they recharge fast too, so by the time you rip another enemy shield, they're ready to shred again. And now that we've got some crazy powerful weapons, just make sure that you've also got a high-end reactor to power them. There's a couple of great reactors out there for you to choose from. And now we're gonna go test them out. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I think the UC fleet is a really poor proving grounds for your ship. I'm gonna teach you a little secret that I've literally never seen anyone talk about. I have found that the planetary system far out in the unsettled regions of space called Serpentis to be the absolute best place to go for dogfights. You're going to have about a 95% chance every single time you travel to a moon or a planet in that system to get immediately ambushed by Varun Zealots, Ecliptic, Spacers, Crimson Fleet, and even Starborn as well. You simply travel to any location, wait a couple of seconds, shred the enemies that appear, and then open up your map and tap on any other location in the system and travel to it, and basically 10 seconds later, you're in another dogfight. Now, if you don't see an enemy right away, chances are it actually spawned a Starborn ship or two, or maybe even 3 instead. So just scan the area for flashes of light because the Starborn ships do these short-range teleports that flash on your screen, letting you know where they are. They're worth like 750 XP per ship, so they are definitely worth taking down if you see them. Now, you can see the whole package here at work. The lasers, they shred the shields. The Gauss cannons, they shred the hulls. And the auto cannons make sure no moment passes without me doing active damage to something, like a thread connecting every manual shot together with constant damage. I do recommend that you level up your piloting skill for the thrusters and level up your engine skill for breaking target locks on you. This is going to make you downright nasty in a dogfight. Now, one thing to mention before I sign off on the video, in order to have access to these weapons, you may have to do the UC Vanguard questline or level up a bit, as some of them are higher tier and won't be visible to you if you're only like, level 25. So keep that in mind. You may have to use like scaled down variants of these weapons until you unlock them. And not every starport will actually sell these guns, but I'm pretty sure every single one of the things I listed today is available at New Atlantis, but they're not all available at, say, Aquila or Neon. And there it is. That is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like on it only if you enjoyed it. Please feel free to subscribe for additional Starfield content, and stay tuned to the channel for my monstrous XP farm guide, which I'll drop hopefully tomorrow. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you among the stars.